Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jen here. I know it's been a while since I did a pick a card. I haven't wasn't sleeping well, and usually I would get up really early and do a bunch of readings in the morning, and that just wasn't happening. But I'm on vacation now. I have some time. I'm sleeping better. So we'll do some pick a cards for you. If you have any suggestions for pick a card readings, I think they're really fun. Um, Leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to get to them. So this is going to be a love pick a card. And I heard, oh my God, cheesy. I'm sorry if this gets in your head. That song Love is in the Air. It's an old song, like maybe even a 70s song. I don't know. It's not a great song, but so Love is in the Air is the theme of this pick a card reading. So group one is this calcite. I can't remember. It's like a super seven. Group two is this rose quartz. And group three, I brought plants home from work, and they brought these little teeny bugs, and they're driving me crazy. Okay, sorry. And group three is this aventurine. So I will have the timestamps below. Group one, group two, and it'll be a surprise what deck it is. Well, you can always just fast forward if you care about the decks to make your decision, but I'm going to make it a little bit of a surprise. Okay, we will start with group one. Group one. For you, group one, you are getting the Thelema Tarot. And so love is in the air. We'll just see what's happening. What's going on? Whoa! Okay, that came out. This wants to come out. And we'll get one more card for group one. That came out. So your cards came out really fast. So I feel like for love, this will be. Oh, good Lord. I am not a nimble person, I realize. I have trouble getting the cards on these stinking stands. And I had this clear quartz on top of it. So what's going on? Oh, the magician. You're manifesting this shit. You're manifesting someone. Write it down. I mean, what are the characteristics? Sure, they can be. Well, okay, so here's the thing. If you write down a list of what you want in a love partner, and most of them are physical characteristics, you might end up disappointed. Because yes, attraction's important, but boy, I tell you, there have been people that just superficially I am like, oh, they're attractive. And then you get to know them and they're just assholes, or they're selfish, or they don't have a personality, they don't have a sense of humor. I don't know. Like it's just like, ooh, and then I don't even find them attractive anymore. Whereas people superficially, I'm not like, ooh, they're hot. And then you get to know them and they just become the most attractive person in the world, right? So make sure you're focusing on those things that if you're looking for a long-term partnership, and maybe you're not, maybe you're just looking for um, a good-looking person to hook up with, then good, do it, manifest that. Um, but for like a long-term relationship, if that's what you're looking for and trying to manifest, make sure you're thinking about things like um, how they treat you, compatibility, um, if they make you laugh, if they're supportive, if they're kind, whatever. Are they nice to dogs and old people? But the magician says you can have the relationship you want. You can manifest. You're given all the tools to manifest the happiness in your life. You just have to figure out how to make that happen. Where could you be blocking yourself? Where are you, again, like I'm more focused on physical characteristics. And so that's kind of gotten me off on, with people that maybe in the long run weren't compatible. Temperance. So this is a card of Sagittarius. This is about balance, and she's dipping her toe in that water. So maybe it's been a while since you've dated, and you're dipping your toe back in the water. You're still staying grounded, but you're starting to put yourself out there. You're starting to figure out she's mixing and matching two things, and that's what happens in a couple. What two combinations go together? There are a lot of good people out there, but just don't work together. So again, like with the magician, magic, trying to figure out the recipe, what will go together and make a good team, a good lasting um, partnership. But I do see you have to put yourself out there. You have to dip your toe back in the water. You have to open up a little. You have to be receptive. People, even if you don't think you are, if you may have been putting out a I'm not available vibe. And some people just have learned to move on. They're not really receptive, so okay, I'm going to move on. um, okay, so for some of you too, you may already know this person, and either one of you may be doing this, where maybe you know them from work or something, and you're so afraid of them knowing you like them. You may be giving off a vibe, or they may be giving off a vibe of that they don't like you, because they're so afraid to either make you uncomfortable, or in the workplace, it's um that you almost think they don't like you. You may be like, I thought they were really nice, but I don't know. I get mixed, like they're hot and cold. We have these really great relationships, and the next time they're very sort of formal with me, it's probably because they're like, oh shit, I let myself, did I cross a line there? I think there's some overthinking and some worrying that may be giving some mixed signals. So it could be an earth sign. Um, it could be someone who's going to take their time. It could be someone. So when the Pentacles cards come up for me in a love reading, this could be someone you've known for a long time. Maybe your friend zone. Maybe again that were right off you weren't attracted to them, but now that you've gotten to know them and you go through some experiences together, you're like, wow, this person, maybe some challenging times at work, but you've really been able to work with each other, and I don't know, like maybe something's growing here. You could also forget why they're friend zoned. Maybe one or both of you was was with someone else, so you just didn't even think about it, right? You put it out of your mind. But now all of a sudden you get this new information that either you're single or you're both single and available at the same time. And that might be a little scary. Again, I feel like one of you may be putting up a block unknowingly because you're a little bit scared. You're afraid because there is, not that you think, there's real substance here. And that can be scary for some people. So the Pentacles cards, they get into relationships more slowly. I don't mean the traditional way necessarily, like they're going to wait till you're married to have sex or something like that, which just kind of seems crazy in this day and age. But sorry, to me it does. Whatever. But still, you're going to get to know them slowly over time, and they're going to take their time to express themselves. They'll take a long time to say I love you. They're going to take their time to, you know like, you may feel like you're saying, oh, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, and they may be like, I'm not there yet, like we're seeing each other, but I don't know. They take their time, but it's just because they make sure it's really real. So this is a person that is going to be real sure of things before they go. But that's great, because when they do say those things, it's not a honeymoon period thing. Like it's real, and it's sustainable, and it's lasting. So let's see, what can we think about? So say this is a Taurus. This could be a very good looking person. They could be a little stubborn. A little, again, I'm going to take things slow. There's certain, um, there are just certain things that they won't budge on. It could be a Sag. There's someone who's more spontaneous. They're fun. They're outgoing. But they may have a lot of earth in their chart, so they still, again, to make those real commitments, Saggies are very can be commitment phobic, and they want to, they don't want to feel trapped or tied down, so they want to make sure that they'll ease into the relationship slowly, while they still may have one toe in the relationship and one out of it, not because they want to be with other people, but just because they need that feeling for freedom, right? So I see you approaching this new person coming in, and both of you as, okay, I'm not trying to control you, I'm not trying to tie you down, I'm not trying to change you. I want to be in a relationship, but I want you to still be you, and we have to match at a fundamental level, and not be like, oh, this relationship is great as long as this person changes this, and this. It's like it's almost like you're going to make a deal to, um, like with these past experiences, I've learned that we have to take it slow, really get to know each other, be honest. It's almost like you make a pact right from the beginning, like you're on the same page, and talk about how you're going to approach it. It's going to be pretty novel in a way, because not a lot of people do that, because you don't want to talk about a relationship before it's a relationship, because you don't want to scare someone off. But this is going to have the opposite effect. You're going to, it's like, hey, if we're gonna do this, we got to be fucking honest with each other. We don't have to be brutally honest, but we have to be honest, and talk about things, even if lots of times we don't talk about things because we're afraid it's going to ruin the relationship, right? If we ask, do you want kids, and they say no, and you want them, well, shit, what are you going to do? Right? Are you going to hope they'll change your mind? Or once you have that information, you have that information, and you need to maybe do something with it. So, but this is like, no, let's talk about, I don't know, I just see it being sort of refreshing and healthy that way. And yeah, okay, let's go on to group 2. Oh, no, let's do some letters. Sorry, all over the place. Okay, I hope this is not too loud. I haven't done these letters in a while, but I think they're fun. I kind of have a lot of them. I'll try to make sure you can see them. Now, I see words that aren't necessarily there. Like I saw joy. I see Joe. I see hive. I don't know what that could mean. Hike, bike. You could do outdoorsy things with this person. Bicycle. Bi. They could be bi. You could be bi. So it may be a different gender than you usually have historically dated. What else do you see? Do I see any names in there? B. So the way I use it, we also have a free letter. I don't necessarily have to see the word spelled correctly, but if I'm getting some hits, I just go with it. That's why, like, I'm seeing hike, even though that's a C. That's not what it is. But if that was a K, it would be hike. And same with bike. Be. You just want to be. You let each other be. I see one. Vibe. That you two, yeah, it's a vibe. That's what I'm getting. You guys, it's a vibe. You vibe with each other. Is that weird? Does that sound stupid coming out of my mouth? But that's what I'm getting. There's a vibe together. You vibe. Joe, Joanne, Ben, John. Okay, anyway, so take a look at those letters so you can see if you see someone's name or initials, or again, let your intuition flow, see if anything comes up. And now we'll move on to group 2. New Love. I have the song Mary J. Blige's New Love in my head. I don't sing, Jen. Okay, group 2. So the deck that you had with this beautiful amethyst is the Crystal Visions Tarot. I like to do this. Has a very romantic love vibe to me, so I like to use this deck for love readings. So love is in the air. But for you, I was just hearing this came up for May. Did the May readings. That Mary J. Blige song, Real Love. I'm looking for a real love. But at first I was like, does she say new love or real love? So new love coming in. That one. I almost said, don't let me forget to do the letters at the end. How the fuck would you be able to remind me? Okay, Jen. 8 of Pentacles. So for me, you could meet this person because you share a similar love. You like similar things. You have a similar hobby. Temperance came up in the group 1 reading too. Yeah, so the 8 of Pentacles for me, it's something that you do that when you're doing it, you're really, really present. Some people are lucky enough for this to be what they do for their job, but other people, this is the thing that you like to do in your free time, that you would choose to be doing. And it doesn't, there are a lot of actions that sort of drain you and wear you out, but this, even if it's physical, you feel refreshed and you feel better about the world. It grounds you, it feeds your soul. And really, this could be anything. This could be walking and some sort of exercise. This could be meditation and yoga. This could be the arts. My dad and my son love going into the garage and working on an old car. I like being in the barn and mucking stalls. Honestly, for me, that is just a beautiful, meditative, peaceful experience to me. So it really could be whatever your thing is. Read it. It could literally be anything. But you may share something like that. It also could be, I'm getting a mutual, maybe you really are into books or movies or food, or certain sport or a certain topic that where you have a connection, or you may meet through doing this activity, if that makes sense. And I'm just looking at the apples in the tree that's fruitful, and the grapes could be something organic with gardening. You could meet them at a farmer's market. This is craftsmanship. This is often the apprentice card. You could meet them at a class, or they could be a teacher where you're learning to do something that you're interested in. There's an organic nature feel to this as well. The 7 of Cups is, you guys may connect over talking about thoughts and ideas and brainstorming and things like that, and talking about topics. It's reminding me of, like, I'm into Game of Thrones. Maybe I meet someone that's into Game of Thrones and we're talking about it. Or you're watching some show and you're wondering how it's going to go. And I don't know, just really, there's sort of a daydreamy type of energy. Maybe you'll spend a lot of time sort of laying in bed, cuddling and talking about things and just spending time together and dreaming about things in the future. And yeah, maybe you have it. Maybe you both have always wanted to open your own business or do something. And I just see you connecting for some around something like that. You may temper each other. Um, you may both have been hurt in the past, and this is your dipping your toe back into water. Maybe you had dated some, but it really didn't connect. And this is the first time you're really connecting. And I can even see you saying, okay, I'm dipping my toe back in the water. And you can see the fire and water. And the fire and water, it can be okay. The fire can be, Sag can be a lot of energy. But if there's too much water, it can really just um, take the wind out of their sails and put the fire out. And you don't want to put the fire out of a fire sign, right? And you don't want to stifle the emotions of a water sign, because that's the essence of who they are. So finding a way that there's balance. Um, but I think there needs to be a basic compatibility between the two of you. But we do have earth and water here, which goes together really well. Those are compatible signs um, in general. Yeah, Sagittarius. So you're dipping your toe back in that water. You're putting yourself out there again. I'm almost getting a strength card. Being vulnerable, allowing yourself to feel. It's to feel that, I'm seeing these two rainbows. And this kind of came up for group two. You may start dating someone. Maybe if you traditionally dated um, men, maybe you're dating a woman, or you're opening up to your sexuality. For some of you, I'm just seeing the rainbows. So if that's applicable, um, but I just see this new person as being really fun and really connecting on maybe a silly, nerdy thing you both like. Um, but at the same time, Sagittarius is a very philosophical sign and spiritual sign by nature. You may like to travel together, and like on a soul level, you may have a similar philosophy, which I think really goes a long way to being two people that can stay together. Because if you have someone that's, say, very optimistic in nature and someone that's very pessimistic, that's going to get old, right? If you're always like, oh, it's going to be great, and they're like, no, it's going to be awful. I did this. I married someone that was very negative. I didn't realize they were, but whatever, you don't see things. Um, and it sucked. It was just like, I kind of just stopped. I don't know. It didn't work for me. And I know now moving forward that um, opposites may attract, but I think it's Deborah Silverman that said that's what doesn't work in the long run. It's novel and interesting to have someone that's different, but you'll start to wear on each other's nerves. So finding some similar, doesn't have to be everything, but finding some similar things, I think you'll find really works for you. Okay, I'm gonna do some. Oops. I'm gonna do some letters. So this could be loud. CJ. I think I've heard of someone named CJ before. J. That's a blank one. So I don't go exactly, like it doesn't have to spell exactly. I go with my intuition. Joe comes up a lot though. 4, something about the number 4. So these could be initials if you see someone's name. I'm not getting a whole lot out of this. Offer. roof. Maybe they're a roofer. If. I don't know. So I'm going to let you, can you see them? I'm going to let you guys look at those letters and see if it gives you maybe some sort of clue as to who this could be. I'm not sure if you know this person. For group one, I really felt like it was someone they knew. I feel like if you're getting out there again and maybe able to, if you take lessons or have a group or do meetups or things that are happening again, because you have the specific interest, that's where you might likely meet this new person coming in. Sounds fun. Seems really fun. Okay, let's go on to group 3. Okay, so what time is it for group 3? We are at, let's do 26. Group 3, so you have the Light Seers Tarot. You see a lot of readers using this. It's a refreshing deck. It's beautiful colors. It's diverse. It's a nice deck. I really like it. Okay, group 3. What's going on? Love is in the air. Well, that's coming out. Okay, I need one more and I had it with this malachite. Okay, that one. You know, it's really weird. I looked here. You have Justice on the bottom. Balance. Could be a Libra. I kind of stopped looking at the bottom of the deck the last few readings I've done, which is weird. Virgo. Wow, we have a lot of major arcanas because we had the Justice card. Now we have the Hermit and the Chariot. Wow, Knight of Pentacles. So this is sustainable and long lasting. So one of you may have been alone for quite some time, really doing the inner work, purposefully didn't want to date or has just been single for a really long time, but again, has been doing the work, has been working on themselves, preparing. They weren't trying to force, but they knew when they were ready or when the time was right that they would be open to a new relationship. But I do feel like the waiting for it to come, that's shifted in you, and now you're going to take a little bit more of a proactive approach, because with this Chariot card, so this could be Virgo, this could be Cancer. I do not understand why the Chariot card is Cancer, but it is, I've been told. So, but the Chariot card is about taking action. It's less about, so maybe in the past you'd met someone, oh, we both think each other's cute, we're both available, and we get into a relationship. And now with a little more experience and soul searching, you're like, there's a little bit more to that. And convenience and timing doesn't necessarily, an attraction doesn't add up to happily sustainable relationships. So I need to be a little bit more discerning and intentional about who I'm dating and what I want in a partner. And this isn't superficial. This is being really practical. Like this Knight of Pentacles is super practical. He's taking his time. He goes slowly. It's like, okay, maybe you have a list of things like, yes, there needs to be attraction, but they need to be kind. They need to have a steady job. They need to be, established. They need to have the same values I do for the most part. They need to treat their family well and value family, although not everyone can choose their family. I need them to treat me kindly. I need them to have a sense of humor. I need them to be able to have a good outlook on life. Whatever, I'm just making this shit up, but um and really getting to discover these things about someone and allow it to unfold and grow into the relationship. This has kind of been a theme for all of these, especially group 1. And it's not going to be forced. It's not going to be just convenience. It's not going to be, oh, it's passionate, the sex is hot and we're together. It's making sure that all those other factors are there so that the chariot is taking action, but with a real goal in mind. It's not just letting the horses run wherever they feel. It's having um, an end game, a set goal, and staying on course. And if someone, you start dating someone and it takes you off course, it's not. Then you're like, okay, that's okay. That wasn't right, and we'll just get back on course again and move forward. I do see someone coming in for you strong, though. I feel like someone really has their eye set on you, and maybe you've been unknowingly not open. This has been coming up to putting off sort of a closed off vibe. Um, Maybe they've been waiting for you for a long time, but now they're kind of, something maybe has shifted in them, and they're like, yeah, this comes up a lot in readings. It's reminding me of Gilmore Girls, when Luke finally like, fuck it, I have to like, I have to do something and let Lorelai to move this forward with Lorelai. And so it could be someone that you've known for a long time. Whenever the pentacles come up, especially this guy, this knight, don't get hung up on gender. This could be someone that was friend zoned, this is usually someone you know, or at least someone in your periphery, even if you're not close friends with them, that's been watching and wanting you for a long time and is like, I'm going to take action. So you may be wooed somewhat, but I feel like it's not going to be, they're going to allow you the time to open up to them, and they're patient. They are waiting for you. It is worth it. They are in for the long haul. This isn't someone, and right, you wouldn't want anyone any other way that was like, um, pushing you to move the relationship faster than you want, or you're both on the same page about, hey, I've done things, I want to do it differently this time. I want to get to know you. I want to talk about things that could be confrontational, not like in a negative way, but, and I think this came up for group 1 too, just how do you feel about kids? And you're not afraid, because it's like, don't bring up kids too fast. No, I think it's easy. It flows. You're both like curious, like, yeah, what do you think about kids? And what do you think about this? And it's a way to get to know each other and to really try to really gauge if you have the same sort of plan and that you want to move forward in the same direction. Because if your chariot's set one way and theirs is set the other, what are you doing? What's the point? And there's a practicality. And again, it's not, I mean, they're coming in hot here, and there's attraction, and that may scare you, but it's like both had enough experience that you're going to you're going to take your time and allow to get to know each other and not feel like you need to force it. Like these celebrities that are like engaged after a couple months. It's like, what are you doing? I don't know. um, I'm sure some of them have worked out, but it's like, I feel like you just don't feel the rush to make it's like you both are allowing it to be what it is and to develop and grow as it is without any, yes, what's important and where you want it to go, but you're going to allow it to happen in the right time and to discover, and instead of trying to force it. onto some timeline, because the Knight of Pentacles, again, takes their time, but they are usually successful because they just keep at it. It's just, it's comfortable. It's like home. There's an ease to it. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye. I forgot to do letters, as I knew I would. See if I can remember to splice these videos together. Some. I see some. I don't know what that means. Some. Yes. I see yes. Me. Mo. My. So for me with these letters, I just sort of let them, I don't have to have the exact spelling. I just let my intuition go. So you could see some initials in there maybe. Hopefully you can't hear my son freaking out over Xbox. More, some, my, yes, me, mo, did I already say that? Soy. Maybe you're both dairy free. Yeah, so you just have to look and see what comes up for you. If there are any clues in there about who this could be. All right. Thanks, Group 3.